Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the GC Informer. Yes, it's me, Max, your weekend newscaster here on Wednesday, because I'm leaving Thursday, so I'm trying to lighten up the duties for Snowy and Vox, even though they think they're better newscasters than I am. Anyways, we've had a busy last 2 days of news, so let's get right into it. And finally, the long-awaited, honestly since release, multiplayer update to Stardew Valley has a release date. The update is going to be free, of course, as developer Concerned Ape said since release that all updates to the game will be free, and there's going to be a beta test later this year before hopeful release early 2018. The multiplayer is going to kind of play out in the same way, however how it works is that you have one farm kind of master who runs the world, and then the 3 other players join up as farmhands who each have their own cabins on the main farm, and they kind of go around and do whatever they want. They can still marry, do farming, they can do everything they want, they just don't have the big house on the farm, and they can only marry one other person. But something very cool is that players can also marry each other. It's a nice little twist. I don't think it'll have too much of an effect on the game, but it's a cool little addition to have in there. I was talking about this a little earlier on the GameCast newscast, and one of our colleagues actually brought up that you could do this in Fable 2. Do you remember that? You can marry one of your friends in Fable 2. I always thought that was kind of interesting because not a lot of games give you that feature. I don't know if this is something to take pride in or not. I think in Stardew Valley it is. In Stardew Valley, because that game is just incredible. Just a feature like that, it's just another way they're kind of all-inclusive, allowing you to do whatever the hell it is you want. So yeah, that's coming. Grand. So last week you may remember there's some issues with people that pre-ordered mini SNESs. Walmart accidentally put up a listing that allowed people to pre-order the console early. Those pre-orders then had to be canceled because obviously the listing wasn't supposed to go up, and this caused a bit of frustration because we all know how hard these consoles are going to be to get. Don't mind me saying, but a large part of this may be due to that artificial demand that Nintendo likes to create with their consoles. But that's a conversation for another time. Anyways, yesterday Nintendo came out and made an official statement saying that pre-orders will be available coming late August and that there will be a very large amount of consoles to pre-order as well as later in the year. So maybe they won't be pulling the same game that they did with the NES Mini. We'll have to see. We obviously won't know for sure until the console comes out. Very interesting stuff. Can't wait to see how this plays out. In the series that just won't die, more Mass Effect Andromeda news. Kind of. More about the studio. That's right, the studio that worked on Mass Effect Andromeda, Bioware Montreal, is being closed down and merged into EA Motive. This is kind of funny because they shared studio space anyways, so having them merged together just really puts them under the same name because they already work together a lot. EA Motive hasn't done much yet. They were founded back in 2015, and right now they're working on a Star Wars game, and also, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they are working on some part of the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 as well. But other than that, there really isn't much they've done yet, so they're yet to be proven studio, but since they're owned by EA, we all know how that's gonna go. Anyways, it's always a shame when a studio closed down, and hopefully anyone that got left out, maybe laid off, will find a new job soon and will be okay. Because let's be honest guys, that shit sucks. Speaking of BioWare, there's also some pretty sad news to be associated with them. Corey Gasper, who was the lead designer on a lot of games ranging from Dragon Age Origins to the current Anthem, has passed away. He's definitely a big reason for a lot of the success of BioWare games, and we here at GameCast wish his family all of our condolences, because this is really, really sad stuff. Hopefully those that have been affected can get through these hard times. And last but not least for today's news, ArenaNet has announced Guild Wars 2's newest expansion, Guild Wars 2's. This is the second expansion for the game, and it's going to be called Path of Fire. There aren't a whole lot of details right now aside from an announcement trailer, but it is known that you can get a raptor as a mount, and there are going to be 9 extra specializations for you to focus on. A preview of the beta will take place on August 11th to the 13th, so not this upcoming weekend, but the one after. And then the full expansion is set to launch on September 22nd. Also, those who haven't purchased the first expansion yet will get a deal for purchasing both at the same time. I might have to join in on that, because I have a shit ton of hours in Guild Wars 2, but I kind of fell off before the first expansion came out, and that is something I would love to get back into, assuming I get the time for it. Regardless, it's great to see that the game is still doing well. Anyways folks, that's about it for today's episode of the GC Informer. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing what other people have to say about these news stories. Those who are interested can check out my personal information in the description down below, and don't forget to be checking out all the GameCast content we have here on the channel. You know, we do Let's Plays, opinions, reviews, news, obviously, and more. Anyways folks, thanks again for watching, and stay tuned to GameCast for all of your gaming needs.